Welcome back. Here with Gabriel from Renegade Blasters, and today I'm coming to you straight from the source in Shenzhen, China, and we're going to be checking out a pretty special release by Alpha Kings. It's a new blaster called their M or 74M. It comes in 3 different variations, and we'll get to all those in a little bit. But first, let's see what comes in the box. Now, it says Creative Pyramid on the actual box because that's basically their high-end blaster. This is something you could probably compare to the Kublai or the HK 416D by LDT. So let's see what comes in the box and we can go from there. It's a pretty simple setup. It does not include a battery, unfortunately, but it does come with a couple of your muzzle or your flash hiders there, orange and black, both nylon as well. Apart from that, comes with a magazine, which is actually quite nice. I do really like what I'm seeing with a lot of these new magazines, where they've got quite a large filler hole, which is always easy if you're using just a simple bottle to fill your mags and you don't have a speed loader. Capacity looks quite large as well, and that is a nice solid nylon build. The stock, the buttstock is quite solid. It's not weighted, but it does feel quite solid and dense. It does have a hinge on there, or an actual metal pin that you can put on, and it is a foldable stock, so that will fold around. It also comes with a cool little metal swivel sling attachment, which does come in handy. And of course, there is the blaster itself, which is actually quite nice, and there are a few variations. The variations are there is this long barrel version, and there's this shorter barrel version, as you can see the difference there, and there's another one that's somewhat in between. They're all pretty much the same. Mechanically, they're all the same. They all have the same gearbox, but that's where they do differ, just in the barrel length. So I've had one set up already. We've got a 7.4 battery running in it. I'll just put this one aside. So that's basically the blaster, and once it's set up, like I said, nice foldable stock. Magazine sits in quite nicely. Quick release. You got a little push button here. I don't know if you can see that. Push button. That's how you release your foldable stock. Comes around, locks in quite nicely. The sling attachment sits in there nice. It's got full auto and semi-auto, and you can actually hear that click in very nicely. It's a very high-end build. It's got quite a few metal components, and this is actually quite large. This is 97 centimeters, and the other one is around 80 centimeters. Once you put the stock on it, that's about 80 centimeters. Personally, I kind of like the short one better, but that's just me. But this is the full length scale, and it is actually to scale, just like the original. Alpha King take great pride in making a very accurate, replica, if you will, or build of the actual real thing. So they've designed this and built this to be the same size and the same parts, same components, just like the real thing. There's quite a few metal parts as well. Charging handle is metal. Your fire selector switch is all metal. That little part there is metal. Your sling attachment's metal. What else? Your barrel is all metal. You've got this reinforcement in there that's also metal. And what's really cool, you've got this little pin in there that it's spring loaded. And as you unscrew that, I mean, the tip of the barrel is metal, but what happens is, as you screw it in, it actually locks in. You can hear it click, and that just locks in there. So that's a nice little touch. It's good to see that they're really starting to improve. Yeah, it's hot up here, I tell you what, in Shenzhen. Really warm. But they're really starting to improve their blaster, their build quality, and their attention to detail. I mean, if you have a look at that, a close look at that, I mean, the attention to detail on these things is just phenomenal. The overall build quality, there's no rough edges. Everything's quite smooth. You know, very, very nicely built, very nicely designed. Just an overall very, very high-end blaster. And like I said, you can hear those clicks, you can hear that, you know, just sit in place. It's very firm as well. The trigger feels quite nice. Just really, really well made. Now the battery goes in this little compartment here, which is a little bit tricky to kind of get in there. That's why I don't really want to open it up. These are separate pieces, so you've got one piece there, one piece, and that end cap there. Now, when you put it all together, you kind of want to put it all together before you slot them in. The way the battery does come out is just pull out this metal pin, and then you can lift that up and go from there. But since the battery is already nice and snug, I'm not going to mess with that too much now. I'll let you guys worry about that. So there you go. You got your iron sight, also the front sight, that's metal as well inside. What else? The special feature about this blaster, the really, really good thing, is that it's got this red Dragon Gearbox. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but from what I've been told, these are actually underrated deliberately, because, you know, basically what they've done is they've put a weaker spring in it and underrated them, because these are capable of so much more right out of the box, but they can't sell them like that. So they've downgraded the power, put a weaker spring, just so they can, you know, get them out the door. And then of course, you know, people tend to do what they always do and upgrade them and do what they want with them. So that's already a really good starting point. Now, from what we've seen in our results, chrono readings are about 270, 280 right out of the box. So that's pretty good. The gearbox looks sensational. A lot of metal parts in there as well. Unfortunately, we don't have one that can show you now, but we'll have one soon. But as you can see, it's just, you know, it's a properly well built gearbox, nylon case, metal components, metal cylinder in there, and yeah, it's just a brilliant little blaster, I'll tell you what. Now, I'm not sure what the new AK that's coming out soon is going to be like. We haven't had our hands on that one yet, but I can tell you that this one does seem very promising. Very promising indeed. So, stick around and we'll actually run a chrono through this. See what kind of readings we get. Now, full auto on this one is just one click down, and if you go all the way to the bottom, that's your single fire. So that's your full auto there. Let's see what kind of readings we get. Now, I should have mentioned this doesn't have a primer, so it's just start shooting and you'll be fine. And as you can see through the readings, we've got up to around 274, 270, 276. So just under 280, but you know, well and truly up there. With 11 volt battery as standard, we get about 11 rounds per second. With a 11 volt battery, actually, you can get about 21 rounds per second. We tested it, and it is a machine with the 11 volt. So there you go, guys. It is a brilliant blaster. Feels really good. You know, very, very nice to handle, especially with the stock folded. Very maneuverable, very nice, very, you know, agile, if you will. So keep your eyes peeled. Stay tuned, because this will be hitting shores Australia very soon. And very excited to see what people are going to start doing with these, because as a basic unit right out of the box, it's actually at a really good starting point. So stay tuned, stick around. We'll be back soon with some more releases. Once again, this is the new release from Alpha King, the 74M model, the largest one, longer barrel. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Gabriel from Renegade Blasters. Catch you next time.